My mom ended up in the hospital from the flu. I thought she might have a urinary tract infection, so that's why I brought her in. I felt that she needed to stay, so I left. I had the flu myself, so my sister stayed with her. She and I think it was a nurse aide had brought her to the bathroom, and she was outside talking to the nurse aide. She asked my mom, did she want privacy? And my mom said yes, of course, and so they left her. And they said, don't get up, as we always do. And she obviously must have got up. I don't know. Nobody knows because she was by herself what happened. But she had fallen really hard. From what I understand, it was a very loud bang. And she was up against the door. So we're not sure how the fall happened, but they couldn't get in the door because she was blocking it. I work here as a wound ostomy continence nurse. I've been here about 3 years, and I say to myself, I brought them here to make sure they stayed safe, and I didn't do a very good job. That's what I feel bad about. I do feel very bad about that.
We created harm to a patient, and we didn't create harm to a patient that we could fix and they could go on with a life that they had known before. We created an environment that caused harm to a patient that has changed their life, has changed the life of the family that cares for them and the individuals that this patient was caring for prior to this event.
I know when people make errors or mistakes. I understand how that team feels. But then I need to make sure that when we go back on our high reliability journey, did we as an organization, and maybe it wasn't their error, maybe it was the process that we set up as an organization, maybe it's what we expected was not set correctly.
Unless you really understand processes and high reliability, you don't necessarily understand that it's the whole process, the whole framework that you're working in that's contributing to the error. You think it's the person, or you think it's yourself, or you think it's the patient. You have to have an understanding that we're all human, and human beings make errors, but we can design systems that prevent us from making the errors. And that's what high reliability is all about.
I think this can teach us how to be consistent in a lot of the services patients expect. Timeliness in getting their test results back, timely responsiveness to MyChart queries or phone calls, and of course, meeting their expectations on access.
We put so much effort into building trust and relationships that we have to recognize these failure points erase all of that effort in a nanosecond. And the 4, 5, 10 years of good service that you've provided to someone is no longer their story. It's the thing that put them at harm's way that now is their story, and that story gets spread.
I just think it's important to put a face to the injury and how it affects, it not only affected my mom's life, but it affects everybody's in my family's, and it has caused massive chaos in my own life, and I feel like I'm kind of juggling and I don't have a life really. So it just is really important for us to all realize that when something like that happens, there's a person behind that, and there's a lot of people behind that person that affects a lot of people's lives, not just that one person. And if it was your mom, you would care.
I am so excited about the journey we're about to take on, because when we make less errors, from my perspective, the morale of our clinical team and our organization will continue to rise, because every time an error occurs, it's a small wound in the organization. People feel badly because of the outcome. When there are less of those outcomes, I think our morale will rise, and our employees and caregivers and physicians will enjoy the environment here even that much better.
I hope every single employee takes this to heart, because we can continue to improve our organization and we can target zero harm to our patients. So please, participate, listen to what's being said, and practice those behaviors so that we can all continue to move forward as an organization and target zero harm, 100% reliability. Our patients, our customers, and our community, they rely on us.